Well, hey there guys, welcome to Rock Hard Riffs. In today's video we're going to talk about the different techniques I have learned and different things to look for and listen for while producing, engineering, and arranging a song, recording it with the ZOOM LiveTrak L-12. Rock on with Rock Hard Riffs. Well, hey there guys, welcome to Rock Hard Riffs. This is the guitar channel for the self-taught. Again, today guys, we're going to talk a little bit about recording. I've had this ZOOM LiveTrak L-12 recorder here for a few months now, and man, I've just learned a whole ton. Prior to what I had already kind of known, I've been playing different instruments and stuff since I was about 10 years old. So it's kind of weird how I'm semi-new to this. I am and I'm not, let's put it that way. I'm going to show you some stuff I've learned and some stuff I've kind of assumed from the beginning. But this is all going to be about technique. I have a few different videos we're going to be putting out at this time with using this board. One of them is going through the effects and the EQ and all that sort of stuff, which is really neat. We're doing this one and another one, how I approach using this in songwriting. They're all kind of interconnected if you're interested in checking those out. Alright guys, so we have this song in here. I'm going to play about a minute for you. It's called Carnival. And it only has 4 channels in it, but it sure sounds like a lot more. And I'm going to actually let you listen to the recorded version, even though we're going to listen to some other stuff using the speaker, my monitors. But here's the recorded version. Here's about a minute of it. So let's start from the beginning. I used my Yamaha keyboard. I was just messing around with it, and it came up with this kind of a rhythm thing, and then the rest of the song kind of just spawned from there. So one of the things I've learned by recording some of my other stuff is that I tend to kind of lose the drums a bit. So I really have got the drums. If you can see that, I've got it pretty high over there. Now that is the Digitech Trio Band Creator plus looper that we are using. It's also doing the bass guitar. On channel 2 we have the keyboards, and that was all done in just one channel, which is, I could have used all these other channels, but I wasn't sure how far I was going to go with the song. So I just kind of kept things kind of condensed down to these 4 channels. But mixing is the key, guys. It is really the key. When I go to mix this, I am using the effects, and I'll tell you right now, my best friend right now is the pan feature. Now let's listen to this part of the electric guitars, this solo bit here, and you'll hear one in each ear. Hopefully you're using earbuds or headphones, and you'll hear that now. This is the original recording. So you can hear they're distinctly in stereo, right? So we have one guitar that's going to the right side, that's panned completely right, and then the other guitar that's panned completely left, so you get that separation. I love the sound of the dual guitars doing solos together like that. I really love the sound of that, and so I've been using that quite a bit. Again, that's a technique that I'm using. I also have the keyboards tending to go more towards one side and the drums going a little bit more to the other side. So things are kind of spread out a bit so your ears can clearly hear what's going on. If everything is kind of in one channel like mono, how I was doing it, a lot of stuff gets stepped on, if you want to call it that. It just kind of disappears in the mix. And also when I mix this down to master it and all that stuff, sometimes I'll slide in and out an instrument in and out a little bit. And then I'll also, at the end, if you've listened to that song, I fade it completely out and I just use that fader. But let's go ahead and listen to some of the background stuff that you can clearly hear in the recording, but it's very much background, okay? So let's go ahead and listen. This is using our monitors right now. So that's strictly keyboard, what you're hearing, and drums. And that's where I got the whole idea for the song, through that little riff. Now the drums back in. There you're going to hear the left guitar. What I'm using is a clean guitar with the micro pog. I have it in a 12-string setting, and I'm playing the same thing that the keyboard is playing. Add in second guitar. Okay, let's go back. And I also added in that distorted guitar at a certain part. The song is starting to kind of crescendo. It's going up and up, it's building up, and that's when I threw in the distorted guitar. But listen to the second guitar in here. We're rewinding. So that's the keyboard intro. Then when we talk about deconstructing or writing by ear, I'm going to show you how I played that on guitar. Okay, now here's the second guitar only. Basically the same thing. It's two guitars doing the same thing. But when I have this in the mix, they're more a little towards 12 o'clock. Okay, they're not quite faded so far apart. As in when you hear the solo, they're definitely separated. So that separation is really important. And then comes the distorted guitar. So they're both distorted, but definitely have different tones. Definitely different tone. Now let's blend them. That's going on in the background the whole time while the keyboards are doing this. So let's hear that mix with the guitars. And of course, let's put in the drums. horn and stuff that you hear in there, that's a part of production and arranging. What do you want and where and when to accentuate the song, to build the song. That's what they call serving the song. Now, I was thinking about putting some wailing guitars all over this, and also that prior song, which is called Rock Hard Blues. I was going to originally put a whole bunch of wailing guitars over it, but I thought, you know, you just lose the song when you do that. I want you to hear the song, not just screaming guitars. So I did a little marriage of both, just like in this. I put some cool screaming guitar type stuff on there, but also it's really a horn type song. The keyboards I have in horn sections, so that's why you hear it sounds like a trumpet and other horns. But that's really the body. The guitar is backing up the keyboards. Now, again, that's something that's part of arranging. And then the production is mixing it and all that sort of thing. I listened to this over and over and over, and I would mix it in different ways. One thing you've really got to do is keep an open mind and be patient when you're doing this sort of thing, especially if you're new to it, because you're going to screw it up, right? I accidentally recorded over one track. I had to redo it and things like that. That stuff just sort of happens. So you have to be patient with yourself and, you know, put your heart into it, really. When it comes down to it, this is music. It's art. Express yourself. Just, you know, you don't have to be in a huge rush to do it. Be patient, again. So, again, that's our song, guys, Carnival. Again, I walked all around the room. I would listen to this mix. I'd walk all over the place and listen for different things if I could hear them, right? And then I finally came down to this mix, but I must have listened to it 20, 30 times in different mixes and until I finally got down to this. And again, that's only 4 tracks. So as the old saying goes, sometimes less is, I don't know if it's more, but less can be better. Let's put it that way. Your ear can only tolerate so much. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate that. If you have any questions, again, I'm just kind of a beginner at this, but, you know, I also have an idea of what I'm doing at the same time. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next video. Rock on.